Well, would you look at that? Almost 1,000 views on a video titled, How to Buy an Airplane. And if that is not you, if this is not what you're here for, you have exactly 10 seconds to leave an angry comment and then move on to another video from a person that's just trying to do their best to entertain you. Okay, and we're back. For the rest of you that stuck around, today we're going to talk a little bit more about how to buy an airplane, and we're going to pick a couple topics that I've really wanted to touch on with some of my friends. So let's just put this together and maybe help a few more people in the future. First, a word about me. I am resourceful. And by resourceful, I mean cheap, but let's call it resourceful. It makes me feel better. There was a point in time in this video when I decided to call myself poor, but let's be honest, I'm surrounded by some of the most amazing people in the world, and so I'll never be truly poor. I'm rich in love, and you should be too. By the way, call your mom. Alright, moving on. Do you want evidence of exactly how resourceful I am? Well, you've had it all along. And no, it's not the airplanes, but if you look in the background of some of my videos, you've probably seen cars that get the job done, either moving me around to work or moving stuff around inside them, like this van and this BMW and this and this. But you want to know something? Each one of those vehicles came from a junkyard where it was either mechanically totaled or totaled in some accident, and I spent time and a little bit of money putting them back together, getting them inspected, and getting them back on the road. And you know what? You can too. With the right set of tools and knowledgeable people around you, there's really nothing stopping you from getting your vehicles back on the road. Or in this case, getting airplanes back in the air. Let's talk first about the video that I highlighted in the beginning, how to buy an airplane. We started off by examining some of the reactions to saying that you want an airplane. I made you feel bad for still waiting until 2025 to decide to purchase an airplane, and some of you have put it off even longer than that, but that's okay. And then I told you to go and do things in reverse. First, to go look up insurance rates, find a place to park it, and then consider your mission. Have you done that? If you haven't, perfectly fine. Keep listening. I've got more content to share. Today, what we're going to look at are three other pillars of airplane ownership. That being affordability, your time, and infrastructure. Affordability takes care of itself. Can you afford this airplane, or do you need a partner to fly the airplane? Time, are you actually going to have time to maintain, fly, and keep this airplane in tip-top shape? And then infrastructure, what does it really mean to have an airplane parked outside its entire life? I think you'd be pretty surprised to know that we can answer that question pretty easily. Stick around and let's examine. Okay, we're going to click here. You've done this before. You know exactly what I'm getting at. And you know what? I really want a Cessna 210 Centurion. We got 6 of them for sale. That's awesome. Let's see. Yeah, $239,000. But I want this one, specifically this one, because it's $239,000. Okay, well, Juwanza said, I'm going to go pick November 732 Kilo Charlie. And I'm going to get an insurance quote on that. Do I have a place to park it? I probably can park it outside. That's fine. And then what's my mission? Am I going to fill up all seats? Yeah, I think so. Thing's got quite a bit of useful load. 1,400 pounds. That's pretty incredible. 900 miles. Yep, this is the airplane. Okay, I don't have $239,000. Okay, let's reevaluate. Yeah, now we're talking. I can totally do that. 18.5 looks fantastic. All logs since 1965. This is great. Good compressions. 4.5 gallons per hour. Yep. This is probably what I can afford. This sounds awesome. I could really make that work at $8,500. Still don't have $8,500, but we could make it work. Yeah? No engine, no glass, no nothing. Yeah, I could do this. You probably shouldn't, but I could. Actually, I can't, but I could pretend. I'm sorry, you'll never get that 3 minutes of your life back, but we did that to prove a point. The airplane that you want isn't necessarily the airplane that you could afford, isn't necessarily the airplane that you're going to get. And you're going to have to take a long, hard look at your finances to figure out exactly what situation you're willing to put yourself in. An airplane that's worth $20,000, you could probably come up with a loan from an institution like Lightstream and get that done overnight. That's really no big deal. Can you afford to keep up with it? That's a totally different story. I cannot go into detail on everyone's specific financial situation, and I won't pretend that I could. So if you're already upset about where we are in the video, again, 10 seconds, you're free to leave. But if you're still here, I'm here to tell you that there's an alternative. Let's go to Karjawanza. We're at that part of the video where we're going to talk about partnerships, and I'm going to talk about specifically equity partnerships and then reciprocal partnerships. That's not a term that I see out there quite often, but we're going to put that into the light of the person that wants a slightly more capable airplane, but doesn't know how to afford said capable airplane. You're the person that's looking for a $200,000 or $300,000 airplane, but you don't have $200,000 or $300,000. That's perfectly fine. That is okay. There's a way to get out of that bind, and it's called a partnership. An equity partner is someone that you're going to split the cost of the airplane with right down the middle, left and right, one half, everyone goes equal. And you pick the type of person that you'd want to deal with on a daily basis surrounding maintenance and upgrades and the other things that come along with airplane ownership. The people in a partnership make or break the partnership. That's as easy as it goes. Nothing else matters. Your bylaws will be your bylaws. Your rules are going to be your rules. But if that person isn't on the same wavelength, you're going to have a very difficult time enjoying the partnership and enjoying the airplane that's brought together by that partnership. So that would be my advice to anyone who's looking at a partnership. We can do a totally different video about flying clubs. I've started a flying club before and it went great. We had 2 airplanes and up to I think 14 or 15 members sharing both airplanes. It worked out really, really well. But for this partnership, we're talking about finding a $200,000 airplane and both of you finding a way to come up with $100,000. A reciprocal partnership is the type where you have a slightly less capable airplane, let's say a 2-seat airplane, and your reciprocal partner has a slightly nicer airplane, a 6-seat airplane, you know, a Bonanza, a Cessna 210, or a Piper Lance or Saratoga. That's what I'm looking at right now. So those are my examples. You allow them to fly your airplane when their mission dictates that they only need to go around for 1 hour to pick up a part from aircraft spruce. And they allow you to fly their airplane when you need to take 4 people on that long cross-country trip. So that's that reciprocal partnership. Okay, so we've talked about making it a little bit more affordable. Now let's talk about your time. 4 plus 10. That's 90 years for everyone that was about to pull out a phone and start Googling. That's what we've been given, and hopefully you're lucky enough to make it that far. So what's your time worth? How do you calculate that? Realistically, there's not a lot more to say except make sure you can fly your airplane at least once a week, or have someone else fly your airplane at least once a week. There are plenty of people out there trying to build time, and there's going to be someone that's ready and willing to fly your airplane to keep it properly exercised. Then, make a relationship with a maintenance professional. Find an AMP, buy them a drink, and tell them about your flying future. Sometimes it really is as simple as that. I will say that if that AMP has a pilot's license or has an interest in getting a pilot's license, your airplane and your resources might just be the thing that they're looking for to make another type of partnership, this maintenance partnership. Enjoy. Okay, you've made it this far into the video. I'm really proud of you. Go ahead and leave a comment down below that says, "Still here," just so I know that you're a real fan and you hung on until the very end. Now for the most important rant of this entire video. Do not let the unavailability of hangars stop you from buying your dream airplane. Rant over. Now the purists and the ones that are used to luxury will tell you a hangar is completely necessary, but again, just like in that video that I posted before, I will tell you right now that these airplanes were designed in a time where grass runways were the rule and hangars were a luxury. These airplanes, if properly maintained and flown regularly, will do just fine outside. Allow me to point your attention to this airplane that's been sitting up. Okay, wait a minute, that's a really bad example. This is not a good example. This airplane spends most of its time outside. Except for the time that it's getting maintained or upgraded, this airplane will sit outside and do just fine. Fly the thing, lubricate the thing, and you'll spend much less time opening your hangar door, pulling your airplane out, closing the hangar door, wondering if you close the hangar door, wondering if your hangar is going to fall on the airplane. You get the point, right? Don't make excuses for not buying that airplane if you really think your finances can stand the test of time. I look forward to flying and learning more with you this year. And oh, by the way, you probably owe your AMP a call, so you may want to get on that. We've got lots of things we need to do this year. We'll see you soon. You have called your AMP, haven't you?